Hello, Nic, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
Cheers.
Bye.
Howdy. Howdy YouTube, welcome to another video by me. This is the Harper Valentine creative channel, where we do everything from art, both traditional, paintings and the like, to digital, drawing on an iPad and creating new and creative and imaginative works of art, where we do life in London, in England, and so more recently a lot of cycling. There has been some climbing in the past, and there's been some food and some beer, and there's even been a dog. This is us, this is me. I'm Nic, this is Harper Valentine Creative. So if that sounds good to you, then do remember to click the subscribe button down there and come back each week for more random, different, interesting. And while you're at it, leave a comment down below, hit the thumbs up, and we'll get on with this week's video, which is this thing. Yes, it is this thing. No, it's not to be confused with this thing. This is the GoPro 7 Silver, which I got as a Christmas present from Tora a couple of years ago, and I've loved. Brilliant. But GoPro recently have put this, the GoPro Hero 8 Black, on sale, and it was a ridiculously cheap price, almost practically half price, so it just had to be done, had to be bought. I ordered it on the Saturday and it got lost because UPS, that really useless parcel service, lost it, and it took a week to arrive. So once again, don't use UPS. But it eventually arrived, and I've opened it and, oh hello, I've set things onto time lapse. I'm pressing random buttons. I've had it for about a week. So what do I think? Well, so far, pretty impressed. The 7 didn't have the image stabilizer on the standard range, it only had it on the black, which was a lot more money. This, it comes as standard. It does, look at that, there's the screen. You get to choose the settings and work out what frame rate you want, what lens you want to use, whether you want the hyper smooth on or off, whether it's in low light, what zoom, how zoomed in you want it to be, and whether you want it to film a 15-second clip. Not really useful for me. The zoom, great, it zooms in. Let's try and do this. I'll try and film me filming this. It does that, it will zoom in like that. Okay, so zoom, hyper smooth, records without video stabilization, films standard, crops the lens 10%, or we get maximum stabilization with tight cropping. Hyper smooth is on, zoom, clips is off, lens, narrow field of view without fisheye effect. That's linear without fisheye effect. That's the wide. You can see the lens is starting to bow, give a fisheye effect. And super wide, I tend to have it set for linear, which is a wideish shot without the fisheye effect. Now, this is the best bit. Resolution and frame rate. Resolution up to 4K, 2.7K, 1080. I've got it set at 24 frames a second because it's video. You can do 30 frames a second. 60 frames a second will give you nice slow-mo. 120 will give you very nice. We'll have to play with the B-roll slow slide stuff. 240 frames. Back to resolution 240, your phone and computer must support HVAC. Okay, I don't know if it does. There we go, I don't know. there's the standard settings. Then you get a choice automatically set. Standard, 24 frames, 1080. Point of view, 2.7K, 30 and linear lens. Or the activity, 2.7K, 60 frames, super view. Cinematic, 4K, 30 frames, linear, and a slow-mo, 1080, 240 wide view. And you can also add your own. So there you go, that's what we've got. So you've also got snail mode, 4 times slow-mo, and of course the boost button. This little button here gives you the image stabilizing boost. It also has a horizon line. It works out the line and horizon and tries to keep that set. Other little feature of this, you don't need the clamp mount and this housing. It comes with little fold down flaps, which you then put against this, push that into there, and you do that. Also, just as a thing, it has a front screen, which is currently telling me there's 2 files on it. It's set at 1080, 24 frames, linear, how long the battery is and how much the card is in. I'm probably screwing up the focus on this, but I apologise. Okay, we're just going to switch this over. This is the camera, and I'm going to press stop on here, and from now on we're recording on the GoPro. We'll unplug this from it, put that down, and there you go. So what do we think? Well, let's see how this turns out. I've not recorded enough sound. I've done a bit. We went to Regent's Park at the weekend. That's another video will be coming up sometime soon, but I recorded the outro on this holding in front of me in the middle of the park. We'll see how it turns out and see how this turns out. I mostly set the camera on time lapse and time warp. Interestingly, the time warp feature, which is quite good, you can video time lapse and then you press the screen and it'll return to real time. What it doesn't tell you on the website, and what I've not seen anyone say, is there is no sound. When you hit the real time button, I expected there to be sound, so there's sections of me talking and obviously it's not being picked up, and then I've pressed it back to time warp and carried on. Time lapse is more for being on a tripod or on a stable base and just set and recording. That's time lapse. Time warp and uses the image stabilizer and stops it bouncing around. You can set the time lapse to different speeds, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, or I set it to auto and it does it for you, which is really good. The image stabilizer looks very good. I haven't tested image stabilizer with the boost turned off. I turned the boost on thinking I need the boost on because I'm so used to this thing doing this that I didn't think to turn it off. We'll have to test that. So yeah, watch this space for more video of filmed on the GoPro Hero 8. You'll be able to spot the difference because it won't do that so much. More cycling around random places in London, more art videos. Got to do more art videos, seriously lacking recently. More life. So there we go. Hope you liked this intro to my new camera, and I hope it was good and informative in some way. Maybe it taught you something that the GoPro website and the pro reviewers haven't told you. I didn't know about the real-time playing with no sound on Hyperwarp. You might not have either. So if this was useful in some way, just click the thumbs up. Just hit it. At least it gives me some notification you've watched it and it was useful. While you're at it, leave me a comment down below and hit the subscribe button. Come on. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. you click the subscribe button, it goes into your subscriptions. When a video comes up, you get a little tiny blue dot next to it, or it appears on your subscriptions timeline, and then you watch it, and that's it. But for now, that's us, me, and a dog that hasn't wandered in, is probably asleep on the bed. And yes, I hope you like this, I hope to see you soon, and that's it. Bye!
Turn it up. Let's go.
Next video could be more cycling, could be wandering along the canal to Regent's Park, it could be an art video, it could be about books, it could be about graffiti. These are things that are due to come up. Not going climbing anytime soon because climbing walls are restricted and are doing stupid things like 2-hour time slots. You're not allowed to use chalk, you have to clean your hands every time you get off the climbing wall. And now they're reporting all activity to the NHS tracking app. Don't even get me started. Stupid. Breathe. Get back on focus, on track. Talk about GoPro. Don't start renting. So, there we go.